Alright guys, top of the morning. On my way to Rogers Garage. This is going to be an interesting episode because I got to go to Rogers Garage to get George's car put back together. And meaning put back together, I just got to put the lower timing belt back on, or timing belt cover back on. I got to put the serpentine harmonic balancer on. I'm not going to put on the belts, like the AC belt or the alternator belt just yet. I'll do that back in my house. But then I got to put the rear trailing arm and then the wheel, and we're ready to go. So I'm putting George's car back together again to bring it back to my garage. The house sale is taking a little bit longer than I expect, so we're gonna have to do that. But as of right now, we're on our way to Rogers, so we'll pick up when I get there. So let's go. All right, folks, we're over here at Rogers Garage. So what I have done basically was just put the car back together again, just enough to get the car on a flatbed and back to Nasty Addiction Garage. So we tried everything we could do here at Rogers, and I really appreciate him helping me out while my garage was kind of out of commission. That's what friends are for. Big shout out to Raj. But we're gonna go ahead and take this car back. I'm gonna show you guys exactly how it looks, so then let's go. So I've removed the wire harness that I did use initially. That was Jose's wire harness. That was for his 5th gen. There was no change with that wire harness. Looking at it now, everything's still kind of the same. I mean, I really have checked. The only thing that we're not getting is spark plugs. Sometimes the inconsistency with the fuel pump, which is weird. Like we'll get signal, then we don't. But it's acting kind of odd. But right now, that's our only problem. So if we can get spark to the spark plugs, I think the fuel will fix itself. But we're not getting any spark to the spark plug. So moving forward, we're gonna go ahead and pack this baby up, and we're gonna go back to Nasty Addiction Garage and give it a go. We do have something special for it, hoping that it will allow us to pinpoint what the problem is. All right, guys, so then we're gonna pack it all up, and let's go. God, I really like how George's car looks. Look at it. I like the stance on this car. This car looks phenomenal. Just how it looks. It looks probably one of the best 16-inch wheel cars or MR2s that I've dealt with in my life. I'm not a huge fan about 16-inch wheels, but they do something to the MR2. And on George's car, especially with those mud flaps, they make it look really, really nice. And I just kind of wanted to show you guys exactly how George's car is looking. I mean, it's phenomenal. This car, look at this swap, sounds so good. I just can't wait for it to really start working right. But I mean, this car is looking great. So we're gonna take it back, guys. We're gonna call the flatbed and let's go. And as you can see, we have made some room for George's car. I did put George's car back together at Rogers, like you guys seen in the last segment. The car is together just enough to get it here on the flatbed. I have all the other stuff, as you guys can see. I have all his stuff right up there. But I did have a space open up. So I did move the 94. The 94 now is in its original spot right here behind the gate and the privacy tarp. So we're gonna go ahead and situate the camera just so then we can catch everything on camera with the tow truck coming in and bringing George's car, guys. So let's go. Check out X, or anybody in Chicago, man.
Give me a call.
Ya sabe.
491-3860-773.
Make sure you call him. Look at, and he transported a low car very well. Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Nasty Addiction Garage. It's pretty early in the morning. It's about 5 a.m. I'm getting to work early today, just because, as you guys seen, George's car is back. So I have a lot of work to do on George's car, just because we have to give him his car. We have to get this car running. I got it back from Roger's garage, just because everything works now inside this garage, and the house is taking a little bit longer to sell than I thought. So I have to get this done. I have to get this done, hoping that I could get this done soon, just so then he could at least enjoy his car for some of the season. The season's coming to a very, very quick end. But this is what we got. So what I've been doing is, you know what, for a better angle, I'm gonna put you guys on the rig, the camera rig, and I'm gonna show you guys what I'm doing here. So let's go. All right, so what I was talking about is what I'm doing right now is I want a clean start. So what I'm doing is I've removed the harness. I have the harness right up there, but what I've done is literally started removing everything. Just I want to kind of start over. I want to go piece by piece by piece as I installed everything, because we have a big surprise for this build. After talking to George and stuff like that, we decided on going to this step. But at this point, I think it's relative to what we got to do, because I think it'll help us diagnose whatever issues are going on in this motor or in this electrical system or whatever. But we're working at it, guys. We're working at it. I want to put the car back together, literally to the point to where the car looks completely done and ready to go. I just kind of want to give you guys a real quick backstory on George's car. If you guys are just joining us, and I had to turn on the high bay lights just so then we can see everything in detail. If you guys are just joining us, what we have here is a 91 that was automatic. So the car was automatic before coming here. We manually swapped the car to a E351. Got it from TCS Motorsports, all ready to go. So we did that, but we paired it and made it to a 5th gen 3S-GTE. The car turned on, ran perfectly fine. Everything was nice and dandy. Turned it on multiple times. Car ran, and then didn't. But I did check timing, and what I did notice is that the timing belt did fray. Like, for some reason, it was a brand new timing belt. I don't know why. Guide was on correctly. It was just very odd for that to happen. Out of the 15 years that I've been doing this is the first time literally that has ever happened to me, and this is literally the first time that I've had this issue with the 5th Gen 3S GTE. So moving forward, I changed the timing belt. This is a non-interfering motor, so non-interference motor. So the whole timing belt thing really didn't bother me too much, because everything still moved freely, everything still worked fine. Moving forward, we replaced everything. The tensioner, brand new, belt brand new. Let me go on this side so you guys can see. Everything is brand new. Put everything back on timing. Everything is looking fine and good. There's no real issue on that end. But I'm still having this colossal problem where I'm not getting any spark to my coils, which is a big problem for me, because the car then doesn't want to turn over, obviously. It'll crank. At one point, the car did intermittently want to turn on, and it would turn on for very brief few minutes, or not even minutes, I'm sorry, very few seconds, and then it would turn off and then wouldn't turn back on. So I'm stuck with this problem of not to mention, intermittently the fuel feed or the fuel pump would not work, and I don't know if that has to do with the coils, because of, I don't know, maybe they have to be related to in timing form, but it's weird, because I'm just the car doesn't turn over now. Like, the car just does not turn over. So at this point, what I want to do is start kind of from zero. And when I mean from zero, I'm not going to take the motor down and do all that. I don't think that's necessary, because the car ran prior to.
The problem is here is has to be electrical or some corrosion of some kind. So I have to really be looking for detail here. So I want to remove things that I'm not going to be using at the moment or do not make it necessary for me to have to run the car with it. So cruise control, we're going to move out of the way. We're going to move a lot of things out of the way because I want to, again, like I said, start, with a fresh pair of eyes and a fresh field looking at things. So we're gonna go ahead and do that, guys. So I'm gonna put you guys on a time lapse. I'm gonna try to start removing some things. So enjoy this time lapse, guys. Let's get this thing going. So let's go. So I was just looking over the harness one last time, just making sure everything looks nice and tidy, and I don't want anything to look frayed or broken, making sure all the plugs are all in and everything's in the terminals where they're supposed to be. Just kind of going over everything once more just before I start plugging everything back up, making sure nothing is broken or there's no wires that are showing or exposed or anything like that. And the harness therefore has been pretty good. Like there's no complaints. I've re-spliced, I'm gonna re-splice the fan and AC, but for the most part everything looks pretty good and doing well, so I'm not too worried about it. It should be fine before I start throwing everything on. I just wanted to look at it one last time. But moving forward, guys, I've already put in the spark plugs. Now the coils are on. I'm going to get the last bolt, the last titanium bolt for that. Close that up. Then I'm going to kind of look over everything else. I'm going to lift the car up to look everything from the bottom up, just so that I can make sure that everything looks good and it's still put together very well. The car was sitting at Rogers for maybe 4 or 5 hours since I left it. So I'm not too worried. I'm pretty sure everything is on here. I just want to go through everything again, like I said, like a fine-tooth comb, just so then I can make sure that when we do start this car up again, everything goes. So guys, let's get into it. All right, folks. Just off camera, I did end up putting the spark plugs back, and then I did put the coils back, and then I torqued everything down to spec. I did add the ground there, and I added a ground here just for shits and giggles. I added a ground there as well. So moving forward, we're going to look underneath really quick. It's a very simple build, a 5th gen with a E351. We have some converted axles. I still have to change out that seal, this seal right here, just because I guess Wilhelm actually found out that the aftermarket seals work better. Because as you see, this has a little seepage, nothing crazy, but the car also has been driving, so we won't know until the car really drives if that's going to leak or not. But as far as that goes, everything looks pretty clean. All the stuff over here looks good. Down below here, everything looks good. So, I mean, moving forward, guys, we're going to go ahead and start plugging up this harness. I believe I got the harness right over here. Right here. So everything is all said and done with that. I looked through it. I'm gonna lift up the garage so you guys can see for yourself. Everything is looking nice and tight. Nothing looks off or broken or anything that might cause some issue. But I looked at this harness multiple times, and I'm telling you right now, I couldn't find anything wrong with it.
The harness, all these plugs look good. Everything looks phenomenal. So I mean, I personally can't find anything wrong with this harness. I really can't. So not that I thought there was, just to make the record clear, just to make the record clear, I did not think that this was going to be an issue, the harness, but I just would like have to have covered my bases, you know, just to make sure that it wasn't the harness. So, all right. So, guys, jumping forward, we're going to go ahead and take this harness and start installing it. So, let's go. Now all plugged up and it looks pretty good. I've checked it over and over and over again, and there's nothing loose that I can find. I mean, the harness is not the problem. Let's put it like that. So moving forward, all we have to do is connect the fans and the AC, and then whatever's in the trunk. We got the ECU, we got the starter relay, so forth. So moving forward, unfortunately, since it's Columbus Day, I can't go to the post office and get the big surprise that I wanted. All right, so unfortunately, we'll just have to pick up another day. But guys, thank you for watching. Remember, like, share, subscribe. I am super thankful for all of my subscribers, all of the people that comment, all the people that interact. Again, thank you so much. I greatly, greatly appreciate it. Guys, I got a TikTok now, so make sure you check out Nasty Addiction Garage on TikTok. I have Facebook and I have Instagram. So guys, check it out. Make sure you check out NastyAddictionGarageLLC.com. Pick up yourself a t-shirt. Pick up yourself a keychain. Support the channel, guys. Until next time, peace.